on this earth.
Don't say that, because that might be the last thing you do on this earth.
Oh, man.
When people say what you put out into the atmosphere, the last thing that you do on this earth is...
I've said a lot of other crazy things. Thank God for His grace. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff. I always say that.
Mm-hmm.
Martha Stewart, Sports Illustrated.
That's all they've been talking about today. The View,
right.
The View actually did 2 segments of
Made a big deal about it.
No, that was their first thing. Usually it's the politics with them.
Right.
The first story went in was her.
I have to, what they say, play devil's advocate too. We have to, because if we don't, then there'll be some guys that say, you guys, you just being positive all the way through. There's nothing negative about Martha Stewart being on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
But you know what? It's even about, to an extent, women supporting women, even at an age.
Oh,
so
yeah.
People can say, y'all always talk, I always talk positive about women if they're doing things.
Right. Now,
if they acting crazy and not virtuous women, and acting really, really out there, I can't applaud that.
So look at this. So we got this. That's our little back office. And then we go right to our little story right here. Martha Stewart dishes on Snoop Dogg friendship amid landing Sports Illustrated swimsuit. Now, I got this one because you said you had made a comment off of camera.
I didn't even read that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's funny how you said that.
Oh.
You made a comment because I was like, 81-year-old white lady on the cover of Sports Illustrated. First of all, she looks good.
Yeah.
And usually they say black don't crack. So it's usually a black woman that people would think look that good.
I know.
But you said because she hangs with Snoop Dogg.
I feel like she got her swag on. Not only because she came from prison, because she spent some time.
Right.
She came out, and Snoop even said, I like hanging with Martha Stewart. She real, she transparent.
Right.
There was a swag about her, always, I guess. Right. But it just maybe shows more. If you can get a show with a rapper that's well known, and everybody knows Snoop. Snoop is so cool. He laid back and just flow with him, how she flows with people. She's just really down to earth. Hey, I give her a thumbs up being on my sister Crack, because she said it's a men's magazine. I didn't think about that. And most men ain't going to think, ooh, Martha, ooh, let me lust after her. No, they probably wouldn't. But I'm just like, hey, props up for your age. And you still, I think the women are probably buying this issue. Whether men are the majority of them, the people that buy and look, I think the women are like, yeah, Martha represent.
Right.
So, because a lot of women our age don't look good.
I want to see if we could go live on TikTok too. So let me see if we could do live TikTok while we're doing our show. Let's see how this works. You want to see while we're doing our show?
Can you hear us?
No, that's what we'll see. So we're gonna we'll attempt to go live.
But it's only gonna get a side view of us. It's never gonna get us looking at the camera.
Right. Let's see. All right, we're live on TikTok too. So let's see how this works. All right. So Martha Stewart makes history as the oldest woman to model for Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. The oldest
woman.
And before we went live, we was talking about how I showed you a comedian. He was making jokes.
Yeah.
So
he gave her props too. Even
he gave her props. He said Martha Stewart's so old, my mother can't even cuss in front of Martha Stewart. And he's old.
Okay.
So if his mother's like 60 something, she can't even cuss in front of Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is 81 years old.
I didn't know she was that old, honestly. And she got it going on as far as money and her knowledge of things. I mean, the woman, I've watched her show from cooking to yard work to home things, fixing your home.
Martha Stewart do everything.
She do everything, y'all. And how she finds time? My gosh. And she gives some good advice. She has dogs, a lot of them. Don't she have what's her dog?
The Chow.
She has Chow. We used to have a Chow.
So we love her
understand
dog.
The Chow and the temperament. She had peacocks.
Well, yeah, she still does. You keep saying had.
She still does? I know one had died or something. Oh, somebody stole it.
Yes. She has a farm, a peacock farm.
But what made me really like her, elevated her, is when her and Snoop had that show, that cooking show.
Okay.
And I'm like, homegirl, and it's not like you know how sometimes you with people, white people, and they're kind of nervous acting.
No,
like
Martha's
they're not comfortable being with
Martha
a black,
went to prison.
especially a rapper.
Nah, Martha went to prison.
She was like, "Come on, no, Snoop, that don't taste right. Why are you doing this?"
Yeah.
You know. So I like that about her. But I guess people are cracking on her being so old and being on the front cover of a man's magazine.
Well, it says after Stewart 81 graced the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, she dished on her unlikely friendship with Snoop Dogg during an all-encompassing interview. Snoop, Stewart excitedly said while pulling out her phone. Let's see. Love you coming right up. She read out loud and laughed. So they probably text each other and everything.
They friends.
Well, Snoop came on my show, and what was really charming about Snoop, what do I do? Do I do Martha Stewart? Well, Snoop came. You know how she talks. Snoop.
I was like, I had to think about
Snoop came
How'd
on.
she talk?
Very proper. Snoop came on my show, and what was really charming about Snoop, first of all, was his giggle.
Okay.
He giggles in a very, very nice way. Excuse me, while I create this shank and stab you. She's very polite. Excuse me. That's
why you wouldn't see her with him.
There's someone on my lawn, and I must get my gun and blow them away. But anyway,
messing with my peacock.
I have to put this quiche in the oven first. After that, there's a lady that I must willy whop out on my lawn. I'm gonna have to beat her down. I'll come back, and then I'll finish. The two tower biscuits that I'm making.
Yes, I mean
that's Martha Stewart.
You need to know how to make.
Later on today, I will be gracing.
Well,
the
I got
cover.
a video of her talking too. So
I will
want to do a little glimpse.
I will
of her.
be gracing the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Yes,
I'm not sure what to wear. I have a 2-piece bikini, but I don't know. That might be too much for the man.
Joy was asking on the View. Joy said because she knows her and she's up in age too. So she was like, and Joy asked the stupidest question sometimes. She said, "What do you do for brassieres? What do you wear?" And her answer was she wears an actual 1-piece bathing suit
for brassiere.
For
nobody wants a bra, especially at 81.
She said, "How you use the washroom? It unsnap?" She said, "I ain't found one that's unsnapped." And Whoopi jumped in and said, "I have some that unsnap."
Yeah, these old ladies
they crack me up.
Oh, see, we got people on TikTok. Ghost says she gangster.
Yeah,
on
like
TikTok.
Her.
We got on YouTube. Emerald says, "Hey ladies." Hey. Yvette Cassandra says, "Hey ladies." Emerald says, "I saw that picture of Martha chilling in the pool, and she has a great body for her age."
You coming at us on the other side of this? What did the haters?
I'm trying to say the haters, because I looked up the average age for Sports Illustrated.
What's the oldest?
No, for the viewers was men. Of course, 70% is men,
right?
And their ages is like 25 to 30 something. Do they really want to see an 81-year-old woman on the cover? Who
cares what they want to see? That's the point I'm making.
Okay, are they going to make the same mistake as Budweiser? Are they going to say, we're going to come out with an LGBTQ?
No, the Budweiser.
And then the people who drink Budweiser is like, no, we're not the audience for that.
But the Budweiser one is a little different because the moment if you're a
I think what you said.
It's what?
It's because it's Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
If any other 81-year-old, any other 81,
I can't find no other 80-year-old.
I don't think it's because
that would make it.
I don't think they could get away with an 81-year-old woman on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
She look like, oh my God.
Even looking like.
No, that's just say for sake of argument, because we saw that one article where they were showing older women, and some of them don't even look 80.
No, but they don't look
and
35.
Their bodies maybe. Think about it. Let's do this. Let's say for sake of argument, the woman that they found the woman that they put on the cover, she's like maybe 60, but she looks like she's 40 something.
That's still too old.
No, it's not even. Don't say the age.
I'm saying for Sports Illustrated.
I don't care. Never say the age.
I'm saying looking.
Put her on the front, and her body is slamming. Do you think the man cares that she's 61? If her body is like bam, bam, bam.
You know what? I can't speak because
if she got a Kardashian body at 61. Tell you,
I can't say anything because I can't even play devil's advocate. I can't even get in the mind of a man. So we have to hear from men. What do they think?
And a lot of times we find out that men, I don't think sometimes they care about the age if the woman's body look good, because a lot of them don't care. They not gonna take a survey and say, "How old are you?" when she doing she twerking in front of him.
Right.
I see a big bottom that I like, or hips curves. I like the bust. They not gonna say, "Are you 70?"
Right.
Or unless she looks it, they'll go, "Oh, you like my grandmother."
There's the cover. I noticed that she is. I mean, she's small.
She's not a heavy woman. It's just the age. But I think because it's Martha. Martha hangs with
I think it's because it's Martha. That's what I'm saying.
Martha hangs with the gangsters. Martha be like, "Hey, I came from prison. I can do it. I can do it all."
She looks good though, but we don't know what she looked like outside.
So you saying the men are dogging her out?
No, I don't know. What are they gonna say? Is this magazine gonna sell because are more women? Are they trying to get more women to buy Sports Illustrated?
I think this issue they are.
You know what? They might be trying to get women to more women. Probably. I gotta look. What's the statistics? Do more women buy print material than men? In other words, because we still buy Cosmopolitan and all Vibe and
men buy.
Vogue.
Men buy pictures. They like photos.
No, but I'm saying since Playboy is gone, it's off of a magazine. Are women left the consumers now for these print magazines like Vogue and Cosmopolitan? And because of that, Sports Illustrated is trying to move. They trying to switch gears. Because men are looking online now. They're not really going out and buying a physical.
They're losing their audience.
Are they losing their audience?
More women.
Because they can see the same women. You know what? I think I'm on to something. They can see the same women that grace those covers with less on Instagram and stuff. So why buy a stupid magazine when I can go to Instagram or TikTok, like what we on here live, or YouTube, and I can see that same model with less clothes on in more provocative ways. Why spend my money on a stupid magazine? And women still buy magazines.
And then too, they still marketing. They're marketing the brand. So the brand Sports Illustrator, like you said, they probably gaining more women. Like I told my sister when I turned on The View today, their first segment was all about Martha. Okay. And it was all positive. So you got 5 women at that table who are praising Sports Illustrator, putting an 80-year-old lady on the cover.
That's it.
They may go and buy one. They may go and take a look and like, start looking at Sports Illustrated.
What I think I'm on to something. When I said that they're trying to pivot and start the women as the consumers, because women still physically buy magazines.
And I can't be mad at them because it's about gaining more audience. People to buy your product.
Okay. All right, let's look at this. You said she speaks on this.
You gotta do true is true, but here's Martha on longevity. To be on the cover at my age was a challenge. And I think I met the challenge. The whole aging thing is so boring. By the way, you're here. You know what I mean? Yes. And you're through changing, you're through. That's one of my mottos. You know that. When you're through changing, you're through. That's right. And so change is very good. Evolution is very good. Just trying new things. Being fearless is very good. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything. It gets actually better. I find it. I'm enjoying myself more than I ever did in this particular.
Okay, so maybe that's it. They trying to appeal to women now, and so that's why women are they putting. But she looked nice. 81. She older than our mother. Ma. Yes. Martha Stewart's older than you. She's your auntie's age. 81. Yeah. And she was on the cover in a swimsuit in Sports Illustrated. Yeah, she looked good. Okay. All right, so I can only speak from a woman's point of view. I thought she was fine. I thought she looked beautiful. Emerald says, plus this picture is tastefully done. It was tastefully done. It wasn't showing her butt and all that stuff. It was tastefully done for a woman that's 81 to have on something and still kind of look sexy.
And still feel sure of yourself.
But don't be surprised if you get a lot of kickback from guys.
That's what you said earlier. This is one of those moments as a woman, even as an older woman, you almost want to say, get out of my face, man.
Right.
I don't care what you say.
And it's
y'all
Martha Stewart.
Say all you want to.
It's Martha Stewart.
And Snoop may even take up for
Yeah, it's
her.
Martha Stewart.
Don't y'all talk about my friend.
They talk about him. When he when he come on, they be like, look at old man Snoop.
Sketches of
his
shoes.
Sketches shoot.
They doing Sketches on the commercial.
When he did that Sketches commercial.
I said, Snoop, you
they
don't
was
wear no
like,
Skechers.
dude, no.
You getting old.
He old.
But I like how he's, what's the word, where he's evolving.
Yeah.
He's doing so many things.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so let's move on. Martha Stewart. Rudy Giuliani.
In the news with
sued for $10 million by former aide over alleged sexual assault.
They've been saying the word alleged
because they have to. Just because you bring allegations against somebody don't mean they end there.
Because they had their little legal comment too.
And he has the right. He could appear in court to
I'm sure
defend
he's
himself.
Sweating more of that black stuff coming out of his hair.
Oh my God. A former associate of Rudy Giuliani is suing him for a sexual assault, accusing Donald Trump's former personal lawyer, they had to throw Donald Trump's name in there, of hiring her to fulfill his desire for a sexual relationship.
And they so much the same.
Well, that's why they friends.
You grab women by the so-and-so too.
I grab them too.
I do too.
In a civil complaint filed on Monday and seeking at least $10 million, Noelle Dumfrey said Giuliani began abusing her almost immediately after hiring her as an off-the-books employee in January 2019. Now, let me tell you what I have issue with this story. First of all, do you know what she's saying he did?
Yeah, they kind of went into a little bit of detail.
Something about he got her drunk, allegedly, when she came out the shower.
Wear a flag on her bottom.
He
just things like that.
Slapped her in the face and said that was cool or something that was funny or something sexy
she
or whatever.
Working with him.
Made her give him go down on him and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why I have an issue with her. And I know that I'll probably get hate mail for this. First of all, it just said he hired her as paying her under the table. So she came into a job knowing she was getting paid under the table, paying her as an off the books employee in January of 2019. Why would you want to work for somebody off the books and then expect them to be an upstanding citizen?
And if people to take your case serious.
First of all, you working under the books, off the books.
I don't know, because here's the thing. Let's just say, for sake of argument, she was doing something illegal. Like that could be considered.
It doesn't allow him to do what he did.
She's been violated.
Then she said Giuliani made clear that satisfying his sexual demands was an absolute requirement. So then at that point, you go, okay, well, I'm out of here. I don't understand this.
Like he go too far, maybe?
I don't know what she's saying. If somebody tells this is what you need to do to have this job, why am I taking the job?
Okay, maybe I'm looking at it this way.
Please just tell me.
Y'all know when a call girl prostitute is hired. Okay. And you know what their job is.
Yeah.
But if it's not written on paper in the mental contract that we have with he went too far. He probably was abusive.
Like she probably felt like I'm gonna have sex with him, but I didn't know he was gonna be doing all this,
beating me or whatever. So we got to look at it that way, because people they're negative when a prostitute gets raped. I'm sorry, I said the word.
It's too late. Go
ahead. When a prostitute is violated, they figure, wait a minute, you was in there doing it, but she was like, yeah, but he didn't have to do this, and this to me. Broke my arm and my face is broken up. No, he violated her, so maybe he went too far with what he was supposed to do with her.
I don't know. What do y'all think? I just think that somebody saying. To me, it's different than somebody saying you work for somebody and he called you in the office and then he violated you. To me, that's different, because I'm working for you and I didn't know you came out of the box on that. But I didn't know you was going to do all of that.
But isn't this the same as what I just said with the call?
Because
you hired a call girl to do sexual pleasure. I don't want to see her. But you still abused her in that.
I don't want to see her in court. You a call girl, for God's sake.
But you abused me.
So what? You a call girl.
No, I don't. That don't mean I had it coming to me because I'm a call girl.
Not that you had it coming, but do you know how many prostitutes and call girls get the R word?
Yeah.
They don't go to court because that's the line. And you in that line of fired, that's your job.
And maybe
your job is not to get violated, but you're also a call girl.
Yeah, you take the risk and chances as
well.
well.
That's like being a drug addict.
But you probably will get letters because women, that one lady that always, what is she, that lawyer lady?
I know you're talking about.
She
Gloria
always comes,
Albright.
yes. Gloria would look at it totally different.
See, I don't know.
Yeah, you hired me to do sexual pleasures, but it was not in the contract for you to use this material and that weapon and hurt me, and I walk away hurt and bruised.
But he didn't. She never said that he did her like that. If it was torture or something, I agree with you. Okay. If I'm a prostitute or I'm a call girl and somebody tortures me or does something like that, I agree. I should be able to go to the police and say something.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm a call girl and then he does something sexually that I didn't want him to.
We'll see where it goes.
I don't know about
that.
We'll see
where it goes.
But I don't like
the fact. She has to prove it.
I don't like the fact that he hired her off the books and she took the job. I don't like the fact that he told her what was required of her to have the job and she stayed working for him.
Alyssa had
maybe 20 years ago or 30 years ago you could get away with that because we needed. You could say, well, I needed the money, or I went a lot of jobs for women, or I was a single mom, but now
Alyssa had made on the View. She had made a comment about. And it's funny because Whoopi and them, they did a counter comment about, even though he was messy and whatever as mayor, there was still things that he did that was very good, like how he raised money for.
Oh, Rudy Giuliani?
Yeah, Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, they loved Rudy Giuliani.
He was not bad. There was pros and cons with his being a mayor. He did some things,
horrible
made some changes.
For black people, but great for the city.
Thank you. And she brought that up, and she said it's unfortunate that he's being called on this kind of stuff. But
we don't know if it's true.
Allegedly. They kept all saying allegedly.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we got to make sure we say that too.
Can
allegedly.
Can we all just... I don't
allegedly.
know.
Allegedly. His lawyer may come out, to your point, and say, you ain't getting away with this. You're not getting no $10 million when you was hired to do something.
According to Monday's complaint, Giuliani forced her to perform oral sex on him. How does that happen? How do you force somebody to...
Well, it can be done, Kim. You can be forced.
How?
You can say how as a black woman and the size that you are, because you kick their tail. I know you ain't forcing me because I don't want to.
I can see forcing
with
sex.
a weapon on you or something.
I can see forcing sex because you can't push somebody off of you. They can hold you down.
And the only way she could say is they were going to fire me. They were not going to pay me. So I felt I had to do it. I felt pressured. I don't know. If she wins this case, people probably won't care because they really don't like him anyway.
Yeah, nobody likes him.
I think he hasn't gained brownie points, so we can care less if he's allegedly being accused.
Nobody likes him.
Giuliani.
Yeah, nobody likes him.
You maybe deserve it. But it has to be proven, though.
I just feel like it's too many.
It's all over the place.
It's all over the place. She hired off the books. The same as the lady that accused Comover.
Oh, Comover.
I think he did sexually assault her. I don't think he are her though. And that's what the jury found too. Remember I said that before the verdict came back. I said I didn't think that he violated her. I think that he sexually assaulted her. I could absolutely see him pulling somebody in the dressing room and groping them.
Yeah.
And trying to put his tongue down their throat. I could see that 100 million times. He even said it. You could grab him by the you-know-what.
Kissing him.
Yeah, I could see that. But when I found out that she was a Apprentice fan, and she made comments positive about The Apprentice, I was like,
and they said,
why would I follow somebody who did that to me?
And they're finding out too, because they got tapes and recordings of him saying stuff. So the recordings will help. She would have to use in the court.
Oh, this lady.
Allegedly, yes.
Okay.
He's made comments about, and Joy brought it up too. He's made comments about her being like a daughter. And everybody at the table was like, I know. Joy said he's disgusting and he's just like Trump. Trump made a comment about his daughter.
Oh,
she would be my type.
Yeah. He said,
what man says that about their daughter?
He thinks that his daughter's beautiful.
You're vulgar.
And Ivana could get any man.
Yeah, she's the type of woman I would be with. Yes.
Who says my daughter is my type?
You're just nasty. So Rudy allegedly said it too.
Both of them are disgusting.
But nothing's happening to him.
Wendy says Martha Stewart looked gorgeous. Jay Boogie, hey Jay Boogie, we ain't seen you in a while. She says hi, ladies.
Hey.
Emerald says hey, Wendy. Wendy says hi to everybody.
Ooh.
Emerald says just the thought of him with this guy grosses me out. And Wendy says hello, YouTube family. Yeah, just the thought of him being with you. But I just felt like, I'm not saying that he didn't do all the stuff that she said.
You was just saying that it don't seem like a strong
the word forced to me is, unless I'm being naive, I just don't see how somebody can tell you. First of all, I'm paying you under the table. Mm-hmm. So you know I'm a sleaze bucket right there. Mm-hmm. But if I tell you part of the job is you having sex with me, and then you work for me, and then you get drunk, and then you say he forced you to go to perform oral sex, and then you said that what else did she say? All this other stuff. I don't understand why you would stay there. Him on the phone, like you said, she got recordings of him saying you like a daughter to me. Why would she not turn around on the phone and say, how am I like a daughter to you and we have sex? I felt like that's a setup. You know what I'm saying? What was her response on the phone that she's taping, that he don't know she taping, when he said, you're like a daughter to me?
I don't know.
She should have said, how am I like a daughter to you and we have sex?
But you got to understand, too.
Unless she trying to set him up. I don't like Giuliani. Trust me, I don't. But it just seemed like a setup to me. For some reason,
I just got something just went through my head, because I've met people, I'm afraid to say, ex-co-workers, where they mentally, they were not all there. And
you talking about her or him?
I'm thinking she's probably like that.
Like the lady that Trump, the Trump
and
lady.
I think even beyond that, because there are some people you can play mind games.
Yeah.
And they are weak. They may be feeble-minded in some areas.
Maybe that's it.
They'll go along with it.
Yeah.
They feel pressured, or they if they don't do it, something happen to them.
Well, Emerald says threats against you and your family members could force you to.
Yeah.
That's true, because he was mayor. So he could have said, if you don't do this, this and this could happen. I could, kick. So I don't know. She could have, I got it. She decided to work for him off the books.
And
so if you don't do this, I can do something to say that you stole from me or something.
Do it or something.
No, that you stole from me or something. Something legally. Like, if I go down, you go down. Like, we both in this together.
Oh.
I'm paying you off the book.
Because he has to do that under the book.
And he seems like a creep that would do that with that hair stuff coming down. I pay you off the books. And if you don't do that,
so she probably felt pressure.
We're together in this. You can go down with me.
You go down, I go down.
That's illegal. You know that, right? Tax evasion. You'll go to jail for about 10 to 20 years. Yeah. If you report what I'm doing, I can report.
So
that's it.
Do this.
Y'all, let's see if that's what she's gonna say when his lawyers come after her. If she's gonna say, I couldn't because I took the job illegally. Yeah. And I felt as if I didn't do everything this crazy man said.
Think about
he was going to take me down with him.
And think about it. And that may help her case.
That might make sense.
Because of the position he was.
He was in a powerful position. And no one would believe her.
I'm your slave, literally.
And he's also a beloved mayor.
I'm your slave.
All right, I got it. All right.
You illegally hired me in.
I got it.
I'm your slave now.
All right.
What you want?
All right, so that's it.
I'll get you later, though.
Okay.
All
right, if that's the reason then. If she don't say anything around that,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Just messed her head up. Now she wants money.
If she's goofy and just like the other lady, I've watched The Apprentice, And I love Donald Trump. And then later on, years later, he assaulted me. I told my friends, I told everybody, but yet I followed his comb over for years, liking his posts and stuff. So, all right.
She got how many millions of that?
And she ain't gonna get more. You heard it. She was on MSNBC.
Oh, it's because of the stuff he said.
The stuff he said at the town hall. Okay. They throwing that in there too.
How did you talk about me? Okay, that's another $5 million.
Another.
You gonna keep cracking on me every time you slam me? That's $1 million. So you better keep your lips off my. Keep my mouth's wife out your mouth.
Yeah. Will Smith. So that's it. He got to pay more money. See, he's dumb. Giuliani's dumb too. So I could see him doing that to her. Okay. Now it makes sense because she started off by saying
how the whole thing was obtained.
She started working off the books. I get it now. All right. Okay. Emerald says possible fraud. Now it makes sense.
Okay.
Here's how Janet Jackson's infamous Nipplegate inspired the creation of YouTube. Did you guys know that YouTube is here? One of the reasons we are on right now is because of Janet Jackson.
How is this?
YouTube might seem like an obvious idea now, but back in 2004, it was just the smallest wisp of a proto idea floating around the brains of co-founders Chad and Steve. Oh, and Jolly. All right. The trio reportedly started workshopping the idea as a dinner party in San Francisco. And after that, it didn't take long for YouTube to spread like wildfire through the world. Scarcely a year after they registered the domain name in early 2005, YouTube had been acquired by Google. A whopping $1.65 billion. That's why our checks come Google. Google owns YouTube. We get paid, y'all, by Google for this show. But you might be surprised where the first spark of the YouTube idea actually came from. According to, is it Jawed? Whatever his name is. He was the one who initially came up with it. And he told US Today it grew from two different events. Janet Jackson's Nipplegate at the 2004 Super Bowl and the tsunami in Asia. People were trying, when those two events happened, people was running trying to see video of it. And I remember the Nipplegate, I was recording on VHS. And I had to keep rewinding the VHS to say, what was everybody so mad about? Mm-hmm. And that's when I saw, he ripped the thing off, and you saw it. Because of that, everybody wasn't recording that. So they couldn't go back and look to see what was all this spark that everybody was talking about. Mm-hmm. And also with the tsunami. When we heard about the tsunami, remember that?
Right.
People was literally filming the water coming at them, being in trees, being on top of buildings. They were filming all of this, but there was no place to put the film. So they came up with this idea of YouTube. People should have a place where they can record stuff and put it on YouTube, and then people can come and look at it and watch it.
Okay.
So that is just a quick thing on Janet Jackson. I like to say Janet Jackson inspired YouTube.
And tsunami in China.
We all here because of Janet Jackson.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Emerald says, Wendy says Count Dracula, Giuliani. Okay. He is Count Dracula. He does look like Count Dracula, actually.
Okay.
He don't look like the good-looking Count Dracula on Sesame Street. He looked like Boris Karloff. What's his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that's like this. Yeah, Mama said Boris Karloff. Okay. Special counsel John Durham releases report on Trump-Russia probe. Do you know that we've spent over, I think, $6 million as taxpayers for this this John Durham to do a report on if Trump had anything to do with Russia during his 2016 campaign? Why is
there so much money?
We spent, I don't know how much money, so that the Democrats wanted to prove that Trump had an attachment to Russia, and that's how he got elected, and that there was some inside stuff going on there.
Right.
Well, they just came out with the report. Nothing. No ties, no nothing. Nothing. It was a failed The FBI jumped to the what is it when you investigate?
Conclusion.
They jumped to investigate. And this probe showed that the FBI made a mistake. They went into this heads on to look to see if Trump had something to do with it, without doing some kind of pre-thing first to see if it's even worth it. So we spent millions of dollars as taxpayers to pay for this probe that went to nothing. Special Counsel John Durham concluded that the FBI should never have launched a full investigation into a connection between Donald Trump's campaign and Russia during the 2016 election. According to a report compiled over 3 years by Trump administration's appointees, read the full report here, which we won't. Durham's 300-plus page report states that the FBI used raw, unanalyzed, and uncooperated intelligence to launch the Crossfire Hurricane investigation and used a different standard when weighing concerns about alleged election interference with the Hillary Clinton campaign. So they put Trump at a different standard than they did Hillary and investigated it, and they were wrong. They should have measured them at the same level, and they should have had some kind of cause or something to go and investigate it in the first place.
But the fact is, this is building Donald Trump's.
This is building
his whole thing about fake news, that people are coming after him
for no reason.
Witch hunts. This is proving his thing.
So be ready. I'm only mentioning this because I know a lot of people on our channel cannot stand Donald Trump. But be ready for the Republicans and for Donald Trump to talk about this Durham report.
Yeah.
Because you spent all this money
to do an investigation on me, and I didn't do anything. I told y'all they're fake news. They're fake news.
To come after me for something I told you I didn't do. And he's gonna say, I told y'all they have a different standard for Democrats than they do for Republicans. Remember, we talked about that. I said, why is it all these Democrats being called into the Hillarys and all of them? Why are all these senators and congressmen and all of them? Why are y'all Democrats?
It should go both ways. Exactly.
Department of Justice. Our Republicans. Why don't y'all go after Democrats? Why is it all Republicans that we see getting pulled into? Both parties are horrible to me.
There's scandal and there's issues on both sides, but he's definitely going to use this as ammunition.
Yes. I don't like neither one of the parties, but you do notice that they do, and this is what he's going to prove. The FBI, the Department of Justice, all of them favor the Democrats more than they do the Republicans.
And a witch hunt on him. It's unfortunate that Donald Trump doesn't really understand that he did so many kooky things and unethical and hidden. He had that was it an hour, 2 hours with Putin?
Yeah.
People was wondering, what were they talking about? And building hotels over there? What were you talking about? Yeah. So the country didn't trust him more so than they didn't trust Hillary.
Well, it says,
so they figured, let's spend some money on this man because he probably got deals under the table.
It says Republican Rep Jim Jordan, you know him, the one that always causes trouble. He who serves as the House Judiciary Committee chair, invited Durham to testify about the report next week. So we're going to hear about this report next week. Be ready for it. If y'all get a chance, look it up so you can see what happened in this Durham report, because you're going to hear Republicans and you're going to hear people who say, or Donald Trump say that I told you that they railroad me and they don't do anything to Hillary.
Witch hunt after me.
But on the other side, we got this. Comner classifies claim that House Republicans lost track of the Biden informant. Now, apparently they got all these informants that's supposed to have come out and said that Biden has ties to Ukraine and he's moving money illegally and all this other stuff. But when it comes time to find the informants, can't nobody find them. Apparently, according to these House Republicans, well, you know, Marjorie Turner Greene with her crazy self, she thinks somebody probably got rid of them. Because they can't find
do in the real world. Like they got person that's going to be a witness, and they have to do witness protection.
They can't find them. The top Republican on the House Oversight Committee clarified on Monday that an informant the committee had lost touch with isn't related to the committee's demand that the FBI hand over internal investigative notes. Mm-hmm. So they demanded something, but his informant don't have nothing to do with the demand that they asking for. Mm-hmm. They all over. They want to find something so bad on Biden that they just throwing stuff together.
Well, let them do it, because like you just showed that they was all this money they spent on Trump. They really need to look at everybody. But I didn't think it cost that much money to do an investigation.
Right.
So, I mean, not at the taxpayer's expense, but both sides need to be checked out. Biden's son, if you need to go back to Hillary and do some more checking up with the emails.
All I'm saying is don't measure a different standard with Democrats than you do with Republicans.
Understanding when they do come to the table and say, we found this and we think this is fishy. You should say, okay, look into it.
Now, in other Republican news, because I got to do all my funny Republican news all next to each other. Texas, the governor, remember Abbott?
Good old
He
Abbott.
sends more migrants to Vice President Kamala Harris's house.
For what reason? Just to make a point?
Just to make a point. Texas on Sunday sent more migrants to Vice President Harris's Washington residence. Just days after the end of Title 42, the pandemic-era rule that allowed officials to quickly expel asylum seekers at the border. A video from a local TV station showed migrants getting off the bus outside the Naval Observatory at about 8:30 a.m. Sunday, which was also Mother's Day. The local station reported that the migrants came from Del Rio, a city in South Texas. We already know that here in Chicago, we having an issue. Do you know that? Oh, here it is. Lori Lightfoot, Chicago mayor at the time, also took aim at Abbott, urging him to not send Chicago any more migrants. Mm-hmm. She reiterated that Chicago has no more shelter spaces or resources to address another flood of migrants. It didn't matter. They still sent them here, and they had the nerve to take them on the south side of Chicago and put them in a school in the neighborhood that has already got issues. Mm-hmm. Why you put them in a black neighborhood?
Mm-hmm. They didn't even think about any other neighborhood. So they figured, they ain't going to say nothing. Let's do it.
And remember I said that I had an issue with homeless families and out on the street and then put migrant people in hotels and stuff. Well, New York came forward and said that they've been sending them to New York too. They've been putting migrants in hotels that they've had homeless veterans in. Now the homeless veterans don't have any place to go.
Where have they been going? I thought they were at the hotels.
They moved them out and put the migrant people in those hotels.
Lord Jesus.
So now you got homeless veterans on the street with migrant people from another country in a hotel.
I'm surprised that
makes no sense.
Sure, they moved them out.
They said they moved them out.
Kept them in there and moved the migrants.
No, they didn't have no room. No room.
So why would they do that?
They probably left for the day. You know how you homeless and you go out for the day? That's it.
Your room is open. Hey, get that one. I think John.
Nope. He shouldn't have left for the day.
Snooze, you lose.
Snooze, you lose.
Snooze, you lose.
And then they also said that the schools, they put them in the gymnasiums of the schools in New York. And they said the kids can't use the gym. And they said that they can't use the gym. And normally on summer, a lot of summer programs use those gyms. So now the kids don't have anything to do for the summer because they filled those schools with migrant workers. Or they don't even know workers, migrants.
People.
Remember I said, bleeding hearts, you don't have room. No room in the end.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know what else to say on this one because they're sanctuary cities, and Abbott is trying. I mean, the sad thing about it. Okay,
that's what the Republicans said. Don't call yourself a sanctuary city then.
But even if let's just say for sake of argument, they change their mind and say, okay, we're not going to be sanctuary cities anymore.
How are you going to change your mind?
No, later on. They're not taking any more people.
Right.
And the rule is down. It's on paper. No more sanctuary cities anymore offered to anybody. Because the problem that I was telling my mom, we were talking, the border, they're being more strict now because they've, like the 42, what is it? That they have to come through.
Right, you got to go through.
And be asked questions, whatever. They said a man from what's the word? The country.
It don't matter.
Afghanistan
okay.
was mingling in.
He
was on the FBI wanted list as a terrorist, and he mingling in with the migrant workers from Mexico.
But if they would not have changed it, they wouldn't have called him.
Thank you.
So Trump put that in existence, and Biden is going with what Trump wanted.
Yeah, but I'm still going back to Obama. They said Obama sent home.
Oh, Obama was
he sent home the most.
Trump said.
So why can't we just continue to do that? Send them back home.
When Trump was running, he said, "You guys had a nerve to say that I'm racist and I don't want immigrants."
But he divided
here.
The families.
Well, that's what it is. He said Obama sent more immigrants back on buses than I did,
and he sent them together.
But he sent them together.
That was separate a baby from the mom.
Exactly. Remember, I told you, Melania, Donald, isn't that right, Donald?
Separate them from their
Donald,
mommies.
the kids are not with the mothers, Donald. Don't do that, Donald. Send them back, Donald, but send them together, Donald.
As a family.
As a family, Donald. Obama did family, Donald. You do family, Donald.
I don't know if this is one of those cases
with her accent.
Is this
she an immigrant?
I know.
Donald, I can barely speak English, but you send those immigrants back, Donald.
She went through the right way, I guess, to become a U.S. citizen. But my thing is this one of those? Is this one of those?
You
things?
Can't even make this up.
Okay, let's think about it this way. I've gone to third world countries.
Yeah,
and I've seen there a lot of people, Americans, missionaries, rich people, they come to the rescue of the third world countries as much as they can, bringing ways for them to
Bill
get
Gates
water.
And stuff.
Yes. Okay. Look, for that being said, now the focus is going to be on our own country.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, when I go to those third world countries, a lot of them they don't have homes, a place to live. They don't have running toilets. They're sleeping on the grounds. They're sleeping in the backyards, in the fields. That's going to become America.
Yeah.
So now people are trying to go, okay, you got the money.
We're going to start looking like a third world country.
Thank you. And then the money is going to African nations, which is wonderful. I'm not knocking that. Or other nations that are impoverished. It's going to have to come back, and now you're going to have to stop the money. And now the rich folks, the people who can afford, the missionaries, the Catholic charities, whatever, are now going to have to save our country because we're looking like that now. They're sleeping on floors of the police stations.
It's ridiculous.
And you saying they're even taking using the veterans' place of
now
stay.
We're going to have homeless veterans on the street.
And these are people who fought for our country, who fought for the freedom of our country. They don't even have a place to sleep because we're bringing in so many. Come on, save the world. Let's save the world. We don't have room to save the world. Where do we stop?
Yeah.
Oh my God, help us.
See, and then they end up, and what the media does, like CNN and the ones that's like Democrat or liberal, they'll show you like a migrant family with a little kid, a little cute little kid.
To pull on your heart.
Pull on your heartstring. You like, oh, we can't send them back. Aww. And then they'll show they crossed over, how they got alligator infested waters and snakes, and they did everything to get over here. You just gonna put them on a bus and send them back? Yeah.
Or like Abbott, Texas man, send them to Kamala Harris's house.
Yes. Or here's another idea. If you want to bring in migrants, which I don't mind, you have a bleeding heart, and they took a lot to get over here. I just don't want to see homeless people that's American. That's all. If you have all these resources to help migrant workers and help all of that, then that's fine. Include those resources, but I don't want to see a American family sleeping on the street.
If you guys had over $1 million, you won the lotto, and you won, like, let's say $300 million.
Yeah.
Would, at this particular moment you win it, would you help out the migrants at all?
A little bit, not a lot.
Because I thought about that. I was like, how much would it take? And I'm just looking on both sides because you want the homeless people as well to be taken care of. And you'll be helping all of them.
You know why I wouldn't?
Why?
I got too many other things ahead of that. I got cancer. You a cancer survivor, so I'm going to be giving money to that. I'm gonna be giving money to veterans.
But I'm saying you got over $400 million. How much can you do? I'm not giving money to all HBCUs.
What Bill Gates and them do, which is go to their country,
related more than HBCU.
Go to their country and try to figure out how to fix things.
But so
because if you don't, you're gonna always have an influx. Of thousands and thousands of people. With
that being said, how many millionaires we have in this country? Can somebody give money to get a building put up like a school being renovated?
It's too many. You got 40,000, 50,000 people. That can't fit in no school.
No, renovate the buildings that are not being used.
No. Because if you're going to do that.
Or the prisons that are shut down.
I agree. If you do that, I don't want to see homeless families from America. That's
going to help everybody is what I'm saying.
Well, then I'm fine then.
But nobody's doing anything.
If you're going to, in my opinion, if you're going to do that, I'm fine with that. I don't want to see our people from America on the street.
The point I'm making with that is that if people haven't even been putting money to help the people on the streets,
right?
Like we were in California, there was a homeless community. There was so many homeless people on the street. That was a city by itself.
Well, Wendy say adopt a family, but I don't know.
I just feel like it's so much money in this
country.
We should have nobody sleeping on the ground.
If I adopt a family, I still say you need to be adopting American families first. If your thing is to adopt a family, if that becomes a whole thing, I shouldn't see any American people on. Because even where we used to live, this one lady came to work who was our employee, worked with us. She said, I just walked past a whole family in the doorway of the building. This was wintertime. I said, oh yeah, if you drive down this particular street, that's all you see is homeless people in tents and in families, in doorways, trying to get heat. All I'm saying is, if we're going to adopt a family, if we're going to give money, if we're going to open abandoned buildings,
I'm just saying,
do that first for American people.
But here's the thing. The reason why I'm saying it like this is that sometimes it take I'm trying to think. I'm not good with analogies.
I'm trying to get my
tsunami of some sort to get us fixing the flooding that's going on already before the tsunami has come in. Anybody who does step up, whether it's an organization, whether it's rich people or whatever, yes, the whole goal is to help our people first. But it's lighting a fire to help our people first, because nothing has really been done by anybody coming in with money to make sure that people who are not mentally disturbed, because sometimes like that guy who got unfortunately life taken on the train, he was in a place to get help and he didn't stay.
Well, we're
bypassing people who don't want help.
But I already said about that one.
You're hitting the American people first, people who were born in this country.
Yes.
Plus
veterans.
Veterans first. People who are on the streets as American citizens. Yes. And then the migrants.
No. Then
I'm mental. There's levels.
That's what I'm saying. We got so many levels here.
We haven't started the first one, though. I get it.
Mine is.
Nobody stepped up to even help the homeless situation in the country by itself.
Exactly. Mine is veterans first. And then general homeless population. Families first. And then people who have found themselves homeless for different reasons. You could have been burnt out of your house, anything. After that, then I'm going with people who have drugs and mental issues. That's why they're homeless. And then the last one would probably be people who not so much choose to be homeless, but they don't want to fit it. They don't want to go with society.
You can't force people with help, though.
My last one is migrants.
And the thing is, even with the migrants being last, this influx of them coming over, I'm hoping people are now sitting going, you know what? Something needs to be done.
Something has to be done.
Because it's going to be a domino effect.
It's going to be a domino effect.
Whether you're rich or not, whether you live in a city or state that has nothing to do with sanctuary,
right?
It's a domino effect. And it's going to hurt us all.
A lot of these people don't care because I'm saying the bleeding heart liberal type, whatever, because it don't affect them.
personally.
They ain't in the black neighborhoods. That's what I'm saying. They not in the neighborhoods where they bringing them and taking them. If you in the neighborhood that already is overrun with crime and all this other stuff, that I don't need that.
Blend right on in.
Nah, and nobody's saying that they criminals. These are good. I don't agree with Trump you're sending over your worst people. I believe these are people that's trying to have a better life.
Yeah.
They trying to get away from where they at. They in horrible situations.
Yeah.
They want better for their families. They risking their lives. Some of them even to the point where they would send their kids and I can't go, but you keep going.
I want my son or daughter
or my child, my baby that I just had. I can't go, but can you take my baby with you? They coming over in suitcases and everything, putting the babies. So I'm not saying these are horrible criminals and what Trump said, who's an idiot. These are people who want to have better and the American dream. But there is no dream if our country is not, if we're not producing and we just as bad off as y'all, you coming over to a situation that's going to turn into the country that you coming from.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going to turn into that country.
Sorry.
So I don't know, something other than
when God did the ark, he didn't bring every animal. He brought two of he didn't say every bird. Every
we did the beginning of that whatever that species is, and then
but
they
the ark couldn't hold everybody. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm sure there was some
all the cows come.
I'm sure there was some
dinosaurs.
Whatever, not before after dinosaurs. Okay. I'm sure there was some other animals that was sitting there looking like this.
Other birds. You only take two of us. You took a male and a female. Why you didn't take the family? You don't leave.
What about the Smith family? The Smith Bird family.
No, we only need two of you.
Why you take that?
So why you all have to talk amongst yourselves? And who are the two that's gonna come on? Well, take the husband and wife there. The giraffe there. They're fresh.
Sure? You think it wasn't no donkeys that was sitting on the side going like this? Where they going? The two donkeys that's going on It's two donkeys going on the ark.
Wait a minute, we want to go too.
Yeah. Why can't we go?
Who thought of
Actually,
that?
What
do you think it is? Who thinks it is?
Actually,
all the animals didn't come.
No.
Two, a male and female.
Actually, sir, there's about 300 of us donkeys here. No,
I only need two of you, a male and a female, to come together.
There's no
room. More of you.
There's no room.
So I don't know.
And it sounds harsh to say that.
Yeah.
But if God did it, he didn't bring every donkey on the ark.
Well, he tried to help man. And they wouldn't listen
to be honest with you.
Noah
not even
like,
the people.
The world is coming.
Be honest with you, not even people were all allowed on the ark.
Well, no, it was people who.
No, not everybody.
They just didn't. They didn't take advantage of that.
I'm just saying. There were some people who were destroyed.
I'm just going back to what I said earlier about visiting third world countries and seeing starving and the water and no room. We're looking like that now.
Yep.
Even the sanctuary cities.
Wendy says, I agree. Atlanta has an extremely bad homeless problem. And no more babies in cages. I agree.
Yeah.
That was Donald. And he said the only reason why he changed it is because his wife was bugging him. In other words,
thank you, Melania.
If Melania wouldn't have bugged, she only talks to him once a year, probably Christmas. If she wouldn't have came in his bedroom while he was on the phone with Hannity and said, he had to say, excuse me, Hannity. My wife was here. Donald, put Hannity on hold, Donald, for 1 second, Donald. Donald, I don't want to bother you while you talk to your boyfriend. But Donald, the babies in cages, Donald. Donald. Put them together, Donald. I don't mind in cages, but together, Donald. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Move on.
No, you ain't saying move on. Mm-hmm. Jamie Foxx quickly. Jamie Foxx is at a top-notch rehab facility
in Chicago
that specializes in stroke recovery after his undisclosed medical emergency.
In Chicago.
Apparently, he's here.
I heard on the news.
He's here in Chicago.
I watch news, and I love the news. So I watched my newscaster. She said she's standing in front of me. It's that new one that they built downtown. It has orange. It's a facility.
He's in that one.
He's in that one. It's new, brand new.
I seen that one.
That one's the top of the best in the country, even with cancer, other rehab things, anything you need that's rehabilitation. That place, because I always wonder why they build this place. It's really nice
to bring Jamie Foxx.
Well, others probably have gone there too without knowing.
Jamie Foxx has been getting the best medical attention from doctors and nurses at a Chicago medical rehab facility to tend to his physical recovery after he was released from the hospital from his reported medical emergency. Sources that spoke to TMZ claim that Foxx has been getting medical attention in Chicago since April. Now, what is he? Is he playing pickleball at home, or is he in this place since April?
They have rehab there to play sports.
No, she said he was at home.
Oh, I don't know about the home, but they said that there are things in the facility that he can still be.
And has both his daughters, Corinne and Annalise Foxx, with him for support, sharing their good spirits. So are we to assume his daughter just said that to throw everybody off? Because she said he was home, remember?
Maybe he did come home for a brief moment and then went to the rehab.
No, she said he's been home for weeks. You're not listening to what she said.
Oh, I don't know.
She said he has been home for weeks. And matter of fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday. Now we hearing here he's been in this rehab center since April. What is this? Jamie Foxx? Find Jamie Foxx? Remember Waldo? Is that to find Waldo?
I don't know.
In that picture, you have to find Waldo. Is this Find Jamie Foxx?
I don't know. I don't like him that much. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired of Jamie Foxx's news. Whether he down the street, just get well. But when I heard that last night, I went, he in Chicago? Really? So I don't know what to say.
Well, the facility specializes in stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury, spinal cord injury, and cancer rehabilitation.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's a very good facility, rehab place. So, I mean, hey, who's to say that the news people is reporting her information wrong too?
She posted
this herself.
She posted it on Instagram.
And maybe he did go home for a little bit, and now he needs rehab.
That's not what she said.
She said, what, he's never been to here?
She said he's at home recovering and had been for weeks.
When did she say that, though?
When we did the story.
So now what? This is saying
they said he'd been there since April.
See,
he's in 2 places at one time.
I don't even know. I'm sorry, y'all. One of them lying. He can't be in 2 places at the same time. We know that.
Well, some people believe he's a clone. So he can be, I guess, if he's a clone. You know there's a lot of people. You know there's a lot of
information too. I don't trust his daughters.
You know there's a lot of people who believe in clones.
I don't believe in a clone.
Yeah. No, that they clone and
somebody may look like you, yeah.
No, celebrities. That they're cloning celebrities. When they don't want to act right, they get rid of them and put their clone out there. So maybe he was at home and at this facility.
And who are we to trust?
See, yeah.
You know, who's to say that his daughter has been not given the right information as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to kind of steer us away. I don't know, Kim.
So one of he's either had not been in this place since April or he hasn't been home. It's so weird about what's going on with Jamie Foxx. Anyway, Wendy says she's doing too much. She needs to be quiet.
Yeah.
It's getting silly now. I agree. It's like who find Waldo.
And we're not taking his health issue serious for those who are praying for him and hope that he recovers. It's not even funny anymore. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the updates. Okay, get healed and get better. Daughter, stop tweeting about him.
Maybe that's the goal, is to get us so crazy that we like, I don't even want to talk about it. See, you tired of him.
I am.
So maybe that's the point. Maybe they trying to get everybody like, let's move on.
After the news lady said yesterday that Jamie Foxx could be here, and then why the news got to be all in the business?
Yeah.
Why you got to report on Chicago news that we've been told that Jamie's in the building and he's getting rehab done? You all in his business. All
right.
Oh, God.
So maybe that's the whole thing.
Okay.
All right, real quick. A man in custody. My mother told me about this. Man in custody after baseball bat attack hurts 2, including an intern at Congressman's Virginia office.
Wow.
So this man walks in. Apparently he has a mental condition. He walks into the Congressman's Virginia office and attacks people with the bat. And one of the girls, I think the intern, that was her first day at work. Oh. A man with a metal baseball bat walked into the Northern Virginia office of U.S. Representative Jerry Connolly on Monday, asked for him, then struck 2 of his workers with the bat, including an intern on her first day on the job, police and congressmen said. The attack marked the latest in an uptick in violence aimed at lawmakers or those close to them. So here's my thing. We have representatives here, and their offices, you can walk right in off the street.
You can.
What stops anybody from doing this?
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
You don't need a gun.
Yeah, my mom said, and you don't need a gun.
Because think about it, the littlest thing they do or don't do can tick a person off. You didn't listen to that. I sent you a letter about changing that law. You didn't even say anything.
And what's going on now is because people are so crazy now and more open and want to be Instagram famous and all of this, they probably going to start seeing more of this. So I think all lawmakers, you need to have security. You need to have somebody at your door so that people aren't just walking off the street and able to walk into your office.
Because a lot of places that I've gone to, they have to buzz you in. The schools that we deliver food to.
Why don't they do that?
They have to. We can't go in the schools to deliver food.
So why don't
daycares? They have to buzz.
Why don't they do that then?
Catholic Charities have to buzz me in.
Why don't they do that?
So I don't know.
You got to be buzzed in.
Yep. Wow. And did they ever say why though? Did he get
He was
mad?
crazy. He had a mental issue.
They didn't say that there was a law that the man was trying to work on, and he said something that may have stirred him.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, at this time, it's not clear what the suspect's motivation may have been. Capitol Police said in a statement announcing a joint investigation. Police said the man is suspected in a separate attack a short time earlier. So he was in another attack. So he was just probably mental. And so I think his family said he didn't take his medicine. He was a mental patient and he didn't take his medicine.
What do you do in that case?
I don't know.
Kanye don't take his all the time.
I don't know.
Oh, that's sad.
Wendy says, "Hey, Mom." She said, "Hello, thank you for the gift."
Thank you for her gift. This really,
Lenora picked it up today.
It's really unique. I like this, but it's different.
I'll do this one another day. That's a nice story. That's another story. Oh, your Taco Bell story. We can
talk
another
about
time.
that tomorrow.
Okay, your donkey of the day.
Okay.
Charlemagne the God gives donkey of the day every day, and Lenora always wants to know who the donkey of the day is.
I think our people listening too.
A driver in Colorado tried to switch seats with his dog to avoid a DUI arrest.
Like the dog was driving?
And what makes him more of a donkey? Charlemagne, that alone should have made him a donkey. Trying to blame it on the dog. The dog was driving when the police pulled him over. There were 2 passengers in the back who weren't drunk. Why didn't they just switch seats?
That's the first thing you would think to do. The one with the no liquor.
No, he switched with the dog right next to him.
That's as fast as he can do it.
That's
how drunk he was. He wasn't thinking.
A driver in Colorado tried to avoid a DUI arrest by swapping seats with his dog after being pulled over. Police said. Can you imagine being the police and looking at this? Can you imagine the siren going and this guy swerving and you see him swerving and then you pull him over and then while you running his license plate, you looking through your dashboard and you see him switch places with the dog.
Or you don't see it, but you still come up to the car.
I'm sure they saw it.
I don't know.
I'm sure they saw it because the dog got to jump. You got to pick the dog up.
Let's do it for the sake of that they did see the switching because this window was shaded, whatever. But when they get to the window,
now let's say, okay, let's do two signs. One they saw it and one they didn't. So one, you looking over your dashboard and you literally see.
I think it's funnier that they did.
I'm gonna do both. You look over your dashboard and you see the dog jump into the man's seat and the man climb over and then you sit and look like this. And then the passengers in the back, the two that's not drunk, turn around and look at you at the police. Like, I can't believe this either.
Okay, all
right, that's one.
The other scenario is funnier.
Now the second one, there's three scenarios. The second scenario is you pulled him over.
Doing his thing.
You walk over.
And he walk over.
And you look, and then you turn, and the dog look at you.
You walk. They always walk to your. They step a little back from your door. Did he get ready to say license and registration?
The third scenario.
And they see a dog sitting
right.
there.
The third scenario is that the dog knows what's going on. He switches. The cops walk over to him, tap on the window, and the dog rolls the window down with his paw.
No.
And then he turns and goes, Do you at that point go, can I see your license and registration? Or do you look at the people in the car and go,
I would just.
What are we doing here?
I don't even know as a cop. I would just pull him out. You just want to. That's. Sir, and he probably like laying there because he drunk. He don't even know what he just did.
And is it one of those dogs that look like humans with the long hair?
Those commercials.
You know those dogs with the long hair.
You think it's a blonde
that
woman?
Long blonde hair. And so she's turned away from you, and you knock it on the window as the cop, and then it turns around, it's a dog with long hair.
Here's the question though that I want to ask: the cars that drive by themselves. Would you still
the Tesla?
If you're in the passenger side drunk,
you still get it. You gotta operate that.
Oh, you gotta be in the seat.
You gotta switch it in that mode. You don't just start off driving. That means you drunk.
Okay,
the man was stopped by police around 11:30 p.m. Saturday for allegedly driving 52 miles per hour in a 30-mile. That's not bad though. In a 30-mile-an-hour zone. The Springfield Police Department said in a post on Facebook, the driver attempted to switch places with his dog, who was in the passenger seat. As the police officer,
too, because the dog.
Here it is. As the police officer approached and watched the entire process.
So that answers your thing.
The post said the male party then exited the passenger side of the vehicle and claimed he was not driving. So the dog was driving. The man who police didn't name, they probably didn't want to hurt his feelings, appeared intoxicated. And when asked by an officer if he'd been drinking, he ran away.
Did they not do what race this person is?
They probably did. I didn't look at the whole thing.
Okay.
He was apprehended about 20 yards. Not even a mile. So 20 yards from the vehicle.
Not only are you making us think your dog was driving,
but then he's gonna blame it on the dog.
I gotta chase you. That's
Wait a minute.
Rodney
We're not even done with
Rodney
this.
King beat down.
The man was taken to a hospital where he was medically cleared, then booked into the county jail on charges including driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, speeding, and resisting arrest. The dog was handed over to a friend of the driver while he was in jail, the post said. The dog does not face any criminal charges. And they let the dog go with a warning.
What's the warning?
Don't let him do that to you again. Don't let him put you in there. Don't let him do that to you again.
He told me to get the seat over here.
He gets donkey of the day for several reasons, Charlamagne said.
Oh my gosh.
He gets donkey of the day for driving drunk. Okay. That's number one. He gets donkey of the day for trying to switch places with the dog. He gets donkey of the day for leaving the dog. Running away. You gonna leave the dog. Not only did you try to put it off on the dog, but now the dog gotta get arrested.
You said it was up 2 people in the car.
Well, they didn't talk about that. Charlamagne talked about that.
Oh.
And he also gets donkey of the day.
He probably felt like my friends in the car, they'll keep him.
Right. He also gets for running away. And he gets donkey of the day for not allowing those friends to take over and drive.
Designated drivers. Didn't we learn that how many years ago? Designate the one who don't drink is the one who drives. And why was the dog in the front in the first place?
And the people and the passengers.
The dog should have been in the back.
No, the dog was sitting in the he's his dog. That's his friend probably.
As a friend, I don't want to be stuck in the back. Let the dog be in the back.
With the friend?
In the front.
But what if the other friend don't want to sit back there with your dog?
I don't get that. Most dogs because you're supposed to have them strapped in. I'm surprised they didn't get the dog for not being. Don't you supposed to harness your dog in the car?
Oh, so the dog should have got a ticket because he wasn't strapped in.
It's not his fault. It's his owner's fault. Why did he even get a warning?
First of all,
who does that? Who gives a warning to a dog?
But can you imagine being a dog and you chilling and your owner make you switch places with him?
Come on, Skippy, come on. Oh, okay.
And then he exit out the passenger side and try running. And he drunk.
I don't know. I think because the alcohol just.
So that was the donkey of the day.
That was a really big.
A man trying to have his dog take the fall for his DUI,
and the dog gets a warning.
Can I ask you a question though? What if it was a dog driving?
They showed.
What if the dog was really driving? Not on this case.
The funniest videos.
Would I get in trouble?
They showed a dog driving it was like a tractor kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was in the yard.
Yeah.
And his paw was on the thing.
Yeah.
And I went, no, please. They must have trained him to do that. I guess you can train them.
That's sad.
I don't know. They can't do the pedals at the gas thing.
Well,
how could they stop?
Don't forget to get our book, y'all. 100 family-friendly jokes. And you can get it on Amazon or the link is in the description. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to join our club. It's on all social media networks, our club. Mm-hmm. You get 50% off of anything that we sell. You also going to be able to go live with us when we, outside of this. We do lives also too, like family and stuff. Mm-hmm. Or if we going somewhere, we'll tell jokes or whatever.
Right. Beyond this time,
you can spend time with us. And it also helps support the channel. Mm-hmm. And don't forget to like us now, because that's the only way the computer sees us.
Where's Mike at? He normally
I know. People. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the first time we went live on TikTok, and there were people who came in. Somebody said, "Keep it up." All right.
They don't see the screen.
They don't see the screen. They just see us. But soon they'll be able to see the screen because we'll tag in TikTok
our stories that we come up with. Yeah.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Always believe. Mm-hmm. Let me end TikTok first because, all right, TikTok, see y'all later. And that